Hey guys, and welcome to a Procrastinators bonus episode. And with me and Ben. It's just us.
It's just us. I don't have anything in common with you.
No, nothing.
No. But we can put our differences aside. We can do this.
Yeah, like usually Nate is here to start things off, and he's not the best of conversationalists. He's not the best person ever, as he likes to say, every day. But he is a good foundation from which conversations can be grown.
It's true. His boundless energy contributes.
So it feels a little weird just doing a two.
It's super weird.
I don't think either of us have been. This duo combo has ever been in a call doing a thing alone. There's always been at least Munchie or someone else.
Yeah, I think that's true. We can do it. We're equal to the task.
Yeah,
we can put if we put our minds to it. So yeah, you said that since we both make comics, we should talk about comics.
Yeah. First off, have you read Lord of Ghosts Chapter 2 yet?
Yes, I did finally get around to reading Lord of Ghosts Chapter 2. And
what do you think?
What did I mean, I liked it. Hold on.
It left no impression at all.
No. He goes. Should I avoid spoilers?
Well, if you don't know the Lord of Ghosts comic, it is a comic I'm doing. It's a little manga about a character called Lord of Ghosts. Go to giveandtake.site to read it. You probably already know that. You're a patron of the PCP. But in case you didn't, giveandtake.site. And then you can read it and catch up, and now you can spoil it.
Okay. Oh man. Does it say what the name of the place that he goes to is? Or
not yet.
Okay.
There's hints.
Is it the mud puddle?
Kind of. It's
like a mud city.
It's a mud city. I've always thought Endless Mud would be the Big Ben equivalent to Endless War. And it's just a lot of mud. Because, Hypocrite and me being in London, and London being, I was thinking Victorian style, pestilent, plague-ridden city with corpses piling the streets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Pretty apt. And it's a hellhole place. The true full name of the city will be revealed next chapter. But for all intents and purposes, it's just London. It just is the same.
I remember on the episode, Nate said, "Oh man, that clock tower, woo." And I saw that clock tower, and I was like, it is nice, but it's kind of it's not what stands out to me about it, because it's it's traced or whatever. So it's highly detailed, but I'm trying to flip through pages to find. Is there not a table of contents that I could just find the page I'm looking
for? I really gotta rework my site to have that as be a good a thing that would make it way better. I have some sort of a table of contents, but because none of the pages have page titles, you can't search by page title. Well, you can only search by page titles, so it's just a bunch of blank links that you don't know what's on them.
I remember thinking that the Lord of Ghosts on the train felt like, is it Chihiro from Spirited Away on the train to
Ghost I love that shit.
Yeah. It was like this. I was like, this is a reference.
Well, it's not explicitly a reference. It's just a train. I mean, it's half Spirited Away, half what's the One Piece one called? Puffing Tom. I'm looking at.
Okay. How much? I'm just gonna be self-indulgent here. How much of a cue did you take? I'm looking through the part where Lord of Ghosts is in the sewers and climbing up the skulls and sees the guy get sucked up the revive tubes. How much of a cue did you take on that from Slime and Punishment? Because like
This
I think I don't think it had been shown before, like someone like down there like doing revive, and like in Slime and Punishment I showed the port of John, haha, and like getting flushed down the toilet and going through the tubes and whatever.
It was, I think, well, full disclosure, this whole thing started being sketched like last year. And this year I've like determined to make it real, as it's been just sort of sitting around. So I think I sketched this way before you started Slime and Punishment. But I got the initial like idea from, I mean, the pipes are sort of like from Rayman 2 with the thing. And I just thought, if they're like that, then how would you get up? You turn into from a slime blob. Oh wait, no, what was it? We did like a quick draw or a draw thing.
The drawcast. Yeah.
The drawcast. We did a drawcast as to like one of the things was how to revive. What does it look like? I think was one of the prompts.
Oh,
And so we had different ideas about what it would look like, and I think one of us had this sort of idea.
I don't remember.
Maybe got it from that.
I don't remember what anyone else drew for that. I remember that I showed like a guy being like spewed out of like the base of Endless War, like into the downtown streets, just like bleh.
Yeah, I think my interpretation was that when people are in the sewers, they are basically slime skeletons. They're just not really fully formed humans. They can't do anything,
Yeah.
And so to be a human again, they have to be sucked up and spat out and turned into a human on the way.
I see. He goes like ping ping. He goes like ping ponging up the tube, and he sort of gets like more humanoid as he goes. I remember thinking that like, I guess the idea behind like the sewers and revive is that like trash ends up in the sewers, and once you die, you're just trash. So like you get shot in the streets, your body falls into like the streets or whatever. You get like sweat. You just naturally end up getting swept down the drain, and you're just a corpse, right? And you're just kind of like, I think I was thinking that like I think originally the idea was that you're not like a ghost or a zombie or anything. You're just like an inert corpse that is just kind of lying down there, maybe in a pile of other bodies, just like, here I am, here I am, here we are in the future, and it's bright. and then like eventually you just get bored being like an inert corpse, and just like, all right, and then.
That makes more sense. Yeah. Like the idea of like all the stagers are just like lying a corpse pile and they're like, I don't really want to play.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna sleep for a while. And then like whether by like a conscious decision, maybe you influence it somehow, or maybe it just kind of just happens for no reason. Just, sewer currents will just kind of like slowly like drift your body to wherever it needs to be, and then you get sucked up by something and spat back out, revived in slime, as I think the in-game phrase goes. But then like people started being ghosts, and I was like, well, wait, no, maybe your body walks around, maybe you're undead, or maybe you split your ghost out from your body, and like, I think the idea was that when you're in the sewers, you are like a walking, living corpse, but then like, to haunt someone, you have to sort of like separate your soul from your body and come back as a ghost. Your body's still in the sewers, your ghost is out in the streets, you haunt someone, and then maybe you go back. But like, people portray it in different ways, and people's characters are like, some of them are more ghostly and some are more zombie-ish, so like, whatever. It's all open to interpretation.
Yeah. Like, the whole thing with comics making things canon.
Yeah.
Like, how big does the comic need to be the most canon? Would you say Lord of Ghosts is well on its way to being the most canon interpretation?
It is. Well, the most canon interpretation of like that specifically, or just of anything?
Of anything, of real life.
I mean, I mean,
The bigger the comic is, the more real it is.
That's true. That's true. I mean, yeah, it's easily canon. It's easily canon, and I mean, it's fully compatible with other canon. Oh God, I wonder if like, I wonder if some fucking dev in the dev server is like, well, gotta make Mudtown real. gotta add in a subzone.
Got like a a sub Discord. I actually tried for a little while trying to make Endless Mud a bot.
Yeah.
I think I talked about it on the PCP, and it was just sort of, I made him say you get mud or you get blood if you say please give or whatever. You just
Please.
then that. So it's just like, completely devoid of gameplay, but he kind of exists still somewhere.
I mean, it's funny because Endless War is a mud, as in a multi-user dungeon. So you know about that? You know what that is?
Oh, I do know that because of that one hypocrite video called like the top 10 muds, and lots of people in the comments were like, "Oh, I thought it was multi-user dungeons."
Oh yeah.
But no, it's just literally mud textures in video games.
Yeah. Yeah, a multi-user dungeon is like what they used to call, or it used to be a thing when like on like message boards or whatever, like from like the early internet days. I remember reading about muds in like elementary school. I think in my school library had a book on it was like learn about computers for like little kids, and it had like very simple like programming challenges that you could do, and it talked about different kinds of like things that there were, different kinds of programs, whatever, and they talked about muds. And I remember thinking, boy, a mud sure sounds cool. Where could I find one? And I think I probably like went on, I don't know, fucking yahoo.com or Ask Jeeves or whatever was the search engine of choice at the time, and like probably, I want to say Googled, but I can't say Googled, searched up, did an internet search for muds, and didn't find anything that's piqued my interest. So I guess I remember thinking like, oh, I guess this is like out of date. I guess these don't exist anymore. But then we brought them back in Discord form.
Yes.
This is like Mud. I'm just gonna call it Mud City. Wait, it's not. It's not Cole Corona. Who's the Buy My Pee guy? What's the name of that character?
That's Cunt Corona.
Yeah, Cunt Corona. I'm glad he's still kicking around.
Yeah. He's peddling his pee in a town of blood and mud. This is not many takers.
No. Oh yes. Then this scene, this guy eating the worm, like that one painting of like Cronus eating. Who's he? Is he eating?
I think it's Saturn. I don't actually remember what it's referencing, but something to do with Saturn, the god.
Yeah.
Eating his children.
Oh, is it Saturn?
I think, or like Saturn is being eaten. I don't know.
Yeah.
I vaguely know it because it's a cool image.
I'm at the end. We've got Hippo here. Hello. Hello. I'm Hippo.
Hello. Oh, I'm Hippo.
This guy is a fucking force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it's feeling really good making this real and seeing people's reactions to it.
Yeah. How long do you think it's gonna be? Like how much of it is done?
In terms of sketch, let me check. I have the folder here. There's about 92 pages. But it's not entirely finished. There'll probably be like a few extra pages right at the end, just to like smooth it out, because it sort of ends abruptly. I want to like smooth it into something so they can be like, well, just change the ending a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, 92 pages.
Okay.
I was hoping I could get
we're at 39 right now. It's the current last page.
Yeah.
So all right.
So I was hoping to try and get like this done in January, which is stupid of me to think that I could do it that quickly. But I hadn't done anything on this level before, so
yeah,
it's good to learn, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean everything always takes longer than you expect. I guess this is a spoiler, so I don't expect you to like answer it. But I guess the question in my mind is like, does this end with like Lord of Ghosts goes on like a adventure somewhere else and then goes back to New Los Angeles City, or is this just like where he lives now? Is he an immigrant to Mudtown?
Can't answer that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So I like that he slices this guy's head off with his like blunt baseball bat.
Yeah, I love Hippo so much. I wanted to make him the Mary Sue of the comic.
Yeah, he's the Trafalgar Law of of Lord of Ghosts.
He's about to like explain the power of Hippo magic. It is integral to the shonen battle system.
That's like, like Mud and Blood are like the main powers, but like there is a mysterious force called Hippo magic through which events transpire in this world. Oh, I see. I didn't notice he's holding out the bucket when the blood geyser happens. Hippo's got the little bucket. He's like, hey, I got some.
Yeah. I mean the explanation of like how the city works and what is the deal with Mud is explained like very soon in the next chapter.
Yeah.
But basically it's like it's a parallel of Endless War.
Yeah, sure. Devs start adding Mud.
It's just a like texture pack. It's not even difficult.
Oh. Wait a second.
Just change all the words that say slime to say mud instead.
Wait a second. Is this where? So if this is a mud blood world, is this where Redman's from? And is he powered by blood in this from here? And also, is there a brown man counterpart who loves mud?
Brown man. I hadn't thought of that, but I suppose
his brother, his estranged brother, Brown Man.
The thing with Redman is he's just like so big because he eats people and blood and stuff, and he gets big and red. But if you eat mud, you just wither and die from lack of nutrients. You become a husk, a pale shadow of a man.
Oh, sad. It's tempting though.
It is. It looks like chocolate.
I mean, Hippo's a fan. Oh man. I love this. I love log comic. What about Red Noir? The plan is finish log comic and then back to Red Noir, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
God. Planning
God,
is
fuck.
it's such a like I've been going over Red Noir in off time when I'm not drawing.
Yeah.
When I have like, traveling time or like free time when I'm thinking, like I could sit with my phone and just go over the script, go over the many plot threads and the plot things and the mystery. Like, how does this fit together? Does this make sense? And I'm like, am I thinking too much about this? Comes up way too often. I want it to be consistent enough that it's not a complete farce, but I also don't want to like spend so long on it that it becomes an entire year project, because it's fucking Red Noir. It's the most niche thing I could be doing.
It's true. Damn.
I do want to do it though. It's really funny what I have in my head. Really funny and really epic. The combo that is, my favorite.
Is Lord of Ghosts longer than Red Noir is now?
Red Noir, I haven't sketched any future pages. Red Noir, I don't know how many pages is at the moment. It's like 9 or 10.
Wait, that's it?
I think so. Well, let me check. Comics.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think looks like it's 13.
No, it's 10. I only have 10 images here. Oh, the prologue, yes. The prologue and the cover. And then there's 10 pages.
Oh, man. Just, I'm looking at the Fuck, I'm falling down all these stairs.
That feel when killer makes a mistake.
Fucking Shraft. And so I've
Uh,
been
yeah.
like I talked about this on my Patreon podcast that I stole the idea from you, lol. I've been I have gotten I've said that I need to finish the Vaporette scripts, and I said I had 3 left. I finished 2 out of 3. And
That's good.
yeah, I want to get the last one done like before the end of the month, which is like 3 days from now, which I think that's doable. The last one, I'm going to be repeating myself a little bit, but like I had 3, and one I was like, oh, does this suck? Is this cringe? And then the other 2 I just kind of didn't do because I was like paralyzed about that one. I did those. Those ones are fine. They're out.
So the cringe post is...
Yeah, Jade and Kazi have their scripts now, and the last one, which I want to give to Nexus, is the one that I was like, "Is this cringe?"
Oh no.
So I have
boy.
the hardest one. I think maybe the only thing for it is I'm just gonna like completely, just redo it, and like maybe it'll come out like basically the same, or maybe it'll be different. I don't know.
Is it possible to divulge if
Yeah.
what's so cringe about it?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it. I feel like the explanation itself might be cringe as well, but I mean that's what we're here for. It's like, I mean, it's about Vincent. Okay, I don't want to spoil exactly what it is, but I'll just say that it's sort of about Vincent's opinion about the gays. And I'm Vincent's opinion that part's fine, but like the setup to like why he is even talking about it in the first place, I feel like,
Oh, it's forced, sort of.
I don't know,
Like
it
contrived?
might be. It's like I think it could. I'm not 100% confident that it isn't forced. Like I'm like would this situation even arise? And I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel worried about that at all. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the sort of similar thing I'm thinking with Redman. Like, the characters I'm thinking about doing things with, they have established things, because it sort of ties into Slime and Punishment.
Yeah.
There are events that I want to tie in, but I also don't want it to be like just throwing the characters together because haha. I want them to be like, oh, that would be a cool way. Like, I want people to be like, oh my god, that's the best way you could have crisscrossed those things.
Yeah. You want, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but you want like an aha moment where people are like, oh, so this, what I'm seeing now, that explains something else elsewhere, and it creates new. This gives me new insight into another thing that happened in another comic.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily like things making sense or being explained, but just sort of like, if you were to write a timeline, it would fit in the timeline. Like, it would make sense if you tried to wrap your head around all the different events. It slots in neatly, and it doesn't like contradict things that are also cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Will it help you finish Red Noir if Slime and Punishment is done?
Well, yeah, if it's like full stop done, then I'll have a finite thing to work with. I think most of the problems I'm running into now is just like worrying that I'm planning too much, and should I just fly by the seat of my pants and make it funny the whole time, rather than trying too much to be deep, edgy noir thing.
Yeah. Starting the closer to the end of Slime and Punishment I got, the more I stopped, like, the more I would like stop and think like, okay, I can't just like fucking rush into the next one. I have to like actually consider where this is going and how it all gets tied together. I told myself I'm not allowed to work on Slime and Punishment until the Vaporette scripts are done. But if I get those done in the next couple, if I get the last one done in the next couple days, then I will be back at it, and there will be a little more comic left, and then, man, I haven't started on the video, but I mean, okay, you know what? This isn't comics exactly, but you made the Nega Slime Descend.
Yes.
So I was thinking about how I was going to approach making what I guess I've been calling S Revert, but I don't know if that's not a final title or anything. And I think how I'm going to do it, I haven't picked the song yet. I have a couple of like songs to set it to in my head. I was thinking I might just set it to like maybe like an orchestral remix of like a song from Chrono Trigger or something like that. And did somebody just join the frickin' call?
I think it's Nate. I think he's late. Are
Hey.
you recording?
Yeah, are you recording? Okay.
You better be recording.
All right. Anyway, so what I was thinking, how I would approach it, and I'm curious if you did this the same way, is I'm basically just going to draw the scenes out, basically as a comic, and then just like the key scenes things that I want to depict in the climax, and then just kind of like pick this, then go back and pick the song, then like pick out like moments in the song where it's like, okay, this beat happens here, and then like when the fucking bass drops or whatever, this happens here, and this happens here, and just like kind of put those in as like a skeleton or whatever, and then kind of go back in and like add in whatever like connecting tissue and like transitional images or like other details would like fall in between those main points.
Yeah, that's a storyboard and animatic thing you're talking about.
Shit, yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
I guess I could have said that way simpler if I just said storyboard. Hey,
Nate, are you recording?
Are you recording?
I am. I
okay,
am.
good. Hello.
We are. We were talking about comics, and so we since we both make those, so we were discussing the Lord of Ghosts comic and Slime and Punishment, and I was just talking about the and also the Vaporettes and the Vaporette scripts and the finale to Slime and Punishment that's coming up and all that.
Comics, not a fan. Yeah. What can you say? Except, nope. That's not
No,
for me.
Thanks. Yep.
Tried it, didn't like it. Never going back.
Boy.
I like One Piece. That's a good one. What do you think?
Wait, let me. I feel like. Okay,
you were talking about.
Yeah, finishing up what I was saying about that. I mean, man, it took me so long because I had never done anything like it before. When I made a fucking Phantom Horn Reviews, Hearthswarming Eve. Yeah, Hearthswarming Eve. I'm sure it won't take me 6 months to make
oh no.
This.
I mean,
yeah.
Like, yeah, even if it's
I would want this to be like maybe a minute long, like tops. Maybe
it's definitely not going to take as long as fucking Bale Jape finale.
Yeah.
So like I look back on it,
I rewatched
like,
that again like a couple weeks ago. Just like, oh my god, there's so many fucking frames. This is like actually animated. What the fuck?
I know, but I always feel a little like stupid about it because I wasn't like wasn't working smart. I was working hard.
Sure.
Let's just say.
Reminds me a little bit of T-Bap Resurrection and how we worked on that for like months and months. Not steadily, but then, it's got like 7,000 views, which is, hey, for T-Bap.
Sure.
Actually, even for T-Bap, that's pretty terrible. But,
I mean, it was, how many like years was it since the last T-Bap episode had come out? I remember for the longest time, the T-Bap Patreon was at $8 per, because it had completely dwindled to almost nothing, but there were $8 left. And I checked it yesterday. Oh, by the way, Nate, I backed up all T-Bap videos.
You did? Oh,
except
fantastic.
for the ones that were
know.
double posted on TBAT Plays, but whatever.
Okay, I'm not worried about that.
So I have those all on my hard drive, every single one.
Sick.
Because I can't let those be stolen by Brad fucking Garlinghouse. He won't get his hands on them.
One would hope not. He has his clutches and everything these days. His garlic troves is surely growing greatly as we speak.
Brad Garlic House. Hippo. What do you mean you were working hard, not smart? Tell me about what you did wrong, or
well,
tell me. Have you talked about this before? Would it be redundant if I said like just tell me about the fucking process of working on that? I feel like you must
probably
have.
Talked about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But in a larger PCP where I probably got interrupted.
Yeah. By me to say vote Bernie.
Mm-hmm,
Iowa caucus coming up, guys. We gotta fucking start calling. 25 calls for Bernie. Okay. I'm back.
Yeah, the idea was like, Bale Jape, I'm drawing this stuff, and I started real shit. Deliberately, because I just wanted to make something. And I was like, well, I'm not good at drawing yet, I'll just draw badly. And then over time, I sort of unintentionally put more effort into the drawings a little bit at a time. And then I was like, what if I did something really cool? What if I had mixed media projects and I made, with my brother, Runaway from Snakes, the 3-dimensional video game that you can buy and play right now on itch.io.
Yeah.
Really good fucking video game. Hell yeah. And then I was like, well, Homestuck has flashes. This is clearly a Homestuck thing I'm doing. Let's try and do a Flash. But I don't know Flash. I do know TV Paint, because I went to animation school, and it's like frame-by-frame drawing animation. So I thought I'll do a Flash, but in like traditional animation style. And I'll make it like really epic. And like, what is the most important thing to animate? The ending. So I was thinking about what would be in the ending, based on all of the things that I had drawn up to that point. Which were all like obviously made up at the on the spot. Like the things I added, the fucking fairy demon with the eyes was like somebody won the Draw Punk with Vriska art contest. They got their OC put into Bale Jape, which was the fairy.
I did not
so, like, now
realize
I had a villain.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So it was like all of the pieces was sort of like, yeah, I could make this like a fight scene with a villain that you wouldn't expect be a villain. And then I tried to I got a few people like I'm looking for music for a thing, secret thing, and I got a few people, and I chose one mostly because it was it was cool, and it was long enough. The other ones I got were cool, but they were too short. But in hindsight, I probably should have gone with the shorter ones because the long one, it was really difficult, even though it was epic, and also the song could have been better, but What can you do? It's my first like thing. I'll settle for any level of audio quality.
Mm-hmm.
It was just something I wanted to make happen. I started animating, realized that in my animatic there couldn't possibly be all of the things I wanted to happen in the fight scene, and then also the ending of the entire thing where they, if you read Bale Jape's, the ceiling crumbles, they all escape. And then they float off in the lava. I was hoping that would be part of it. But it couldn't be, because it was not long enough music. So it was like way too big an idea. And the working hard, not smart thing was really just the insistence to animate frame-by-frame fight scenes with many enemies and stuff.
Mm.
It just took a real long time, and I suck at drawing. I mean, I did at the time.
How long did it take you? The whole thing?
I can't remember, but I think
it was months for sure. Right?
Definitely months. I think it was from January to April, so 4 months. But I think before that, I had already got the animatic and stuff. Yeah, about 4 or 5 months. But it was like really intensive work for those 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, my plan for Slime and Punishment finale is to because there's no like fight scenes. It's gonna be a lot of
fight scenes are hell.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of like this kind of zoomed out. Like it will be sort of a, how do I describe it? Like the main events, what's happening, are happening on like a pretty large scale. So I won't have to show a lot of individual characters, like unless I want to, just like show people's reactions to things. So I'm hoping to get a lot of tweens, just a lot of like show a big object in space and like just kind of tween it to sort of suggest scale and movement.
Yeah,
and keep things dynamic.
It's really just sort of, my biggest mistake was not doing the thing that Homestuck does, which is like the tweening and the big events that are, you know, not necessarily difficult to make visually, you know, like fight scenes in Homestuck are always like just twitchy things, and they're like punches that are slow. There's not like a million different things they're doing, like different angles.
Yeah,
it's all very simple, but people love the big moments with the music swelling. I should have focused more on the swelling music in the big moment, which was not the fight scene before the final thing.
Okay.
That's really what I meant by working hard, because like nobody really likes that. I mean, it's cool that I did it, but like it's got like 2,000 views. And the novelty of it existing is more of like the draw than it itself.
Imagine, like, think about Bro fighting Jack Noir. Like it's just kind of they're two sprites sort of like kind of like jumping around the screen like against, like, sort of banging into each other.
And then like the cool bits that everyone remembers is the way that they pose and the colors flashing.
It's true.
Like, yep.
Bro
it's
with
the poses
orange.
really that everyone remembers.
Hey, Tom.
That's what people make their phone backgrounds.
Boy, this topic sure is cool that I don't know what it is. What's going on? What's going on?
Me and Hippo started talking. We decided to talk about comics since we make them.
All right.
And then we
Hell yeah.
moved in talking about Lord of Ghosts comic, talking about Slime and Punishment, talking about the Slime and Punishment finale coming, talking about the Vaporette scripts that are nearly done. And did I miss anything? Oh, Bailjape.
Well, currently Bailjape.
Yes.
How about the upcoming comic? Oh, wait, it's not a comic. I was going to say Digi's light novel, but then I remember it's a light novel. Never mind.
It could become a comic.
It does have
no
art.
one cares about that. Words are gay. Pictures way
weren't-
cooler.
I sort of missed the
Words are
talk
cool, I'm
when
kidding.
everyone decided to do that. Wasn't the idea to have someone draw a comic at first?
It
No.
may have been at
No,
first.
Like light novels tend to have like occasional illustration.
Oh,
so the
yeah.
idea was that someone would do the occasional
Well, just-
illustrations. I said I would redraw what Digi does in the physical release in better
dear.
vision.
I think at the
So-
very beginning of the conversation, there was just an idea of like, what if we did like just something like Ben's comic, and you know, anyone want to draw?
Oh,
I think that was
you
even
were-
before Digi offered. But
I was talking to Munchie about it. Munchie was saying like, "Oh, look at these idiots, these fools. What are they talking about with the Kickstarter? Like, oh no, this is a nightmare." And he said that like you were talking about doing something
Sick.
like I did with fucking Uwoopity and in the
Yeah.
Vapors too.
Oh yeah, that's the idea, is to
Yeah.
the narrative. We were talking about how the narrative of Uwoopity got people to pledge to the Ben St. Vapors Kickstarter.
Did
and
it?
I was like, I don't know, but I feel like it
Yeah.
was cool. Like I wanted to see what happened.
It's hard. I don't know how
hard to
many
say.
people actually like pledged because of Uwoopity, but like I guess I hope
yeah, that's fair.
maybe some did. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Your Kickstarter is a little different, obviously, or is whatever, because it's so clearly like pledge here to buy the book,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
So it functions as a real, and ours is like that to an extent as well. But everything about a Radcon Kickstarter is a bit more nebulous to begin with. So
Sure.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it works.
Yeah. So
Gabe, I was gonna ask, incidentally, about your creation process of Bailjape finale. Did you start with a song and then like when I do like my Smash videos or whatever, I always pick the song is like the most important thing, and then I block out like at what like high points of the song like the big events are gonna happen, so that I know going into it. Do you like block it out ahead of time like that with story beats, or
Well,
did you just start from the beginning and go to the end?
I mean, I knew what I wanted to be depicted. I had a script written for the ending of, the way
But did you tie individual beats in the script to beats in the song?
No,
You know
because
what I mean?
the thing is I was hoping to like get somebody to make a song rather than to use a song from something else because of content ID things, and I don't know, just the idea of having like no other people's work tied to my original creation, just in case there's any problems in the future. So I asked for people to make songs, and I was like, I'm thinking it needs. I gave them instructions like I want it to have a hype moment, then a quiet moment, and then building up to another hype crescendo. And that's basically what I was asking for. And so I got a few of things like that. And I knew that in that I wanted to have, in my head, I was thinking what needs to happen. But when it came time to like put the animation of that to the song that I got, there was just so much that I wanted to put in that it was kind of impossible to fit it all in. So I had to either cut parts, and I ended up I did end up cutting a few scenes from the fight scene that I had like ideas for, like, oh, that would be funny if this happened. But still, it was quite a lot, and then it ended up being the fight with the ostriches, and the ostriches. It was the fight with the ostriches, and then the guy what even fucking happens in that thing?
A lot of shit goes down.
What even happens in Bail Jeep? Like, it's so fucking weird, dude. Like, it's so random. Like, was the guy high when he was making this?
Yes. High on optimism.
Yeah.
Which is all unfortunately gone, dashed. I could have asked for a different song, or like really, I don't know how I should have thought about it. Maybe I could have planned out more explicitly exactly what I need, because when it comes to animating something to a song, you need to know what happens in the confines of the animation.
Yeah.
And you need to also know how long that would take to show in animation. I didn't really have a good grasp of how long a fight scene would take to satisfyingly conclude in terms of like time. So I couldn't tell the musician, could you make a song of this length? And that's how much I'd need, because I didn't know how much I would need. So that was the
with all
biggest
those
problem.
questions, you need like one of the things to come. Either you like know the time, or you just need the song or whatever, and then you can work off of it.
Yeah.
But when you have neither, it's paralyzing.
I remember
tough.
when making Phantom Horn reviews. We had the song. We had the it's Phantom's version of the Smile song. So it was it was like pre-decided how long it would be and what the song beats would be. And I knew some of the things that we were going to show, but like a lot of it was just thinking like, well, I have to fill the time in this song with something. What am I going to do? And I just had to like just think of visual gags to show, like, for all the time that I didn't have anything.
At the end of Phantom Reviews, I forget what song we did there. Was it You Played Your Part? No, that wasn't it. Whatever song it is.
Remind you of the for
all
time.
That's right. That's the one.
Is it Let the
end,
Great Horn Remind You?
That's our song.
Yeah.
The original one was
Let the Rainbow Remind You.
From the Crystal Empire or something? I don't remember.
Let's Let the Rainbow Remind You from the end of season 4?
Yes, I think that's right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that was season 4. Where they after they get the tree, I think. Right. I was just gonna say that, like, because we had the song, we knew where beats were gonna be, and as a result, like the dope ending you did of like that sick panel of Phantom and all the boys, all those treasures and stuff, including Keg and Carbonite.
Oh man,
and that tower
panning
glowing
shot
with the heart.
of that panning shot of Canterlot Castle. Right, there's like different layers to it, and like there's foreground and background towers, and they're all panning and parallax, and like, but it's got like the banners. It's like the unicorn, like the unicornia banners like flying, and like the sky is red, and there's the big like eye. There's the big fucking endless war heart like demon eye flying up in the background. Woo!
We were annoyed at the time, and still like how little time we had to stick all those great bits in.
Yeah.
But hopefully people can spend
They
an
go
eternity
by
poring
pretty
over,
fast,
the
but
artwork.
they're all there if you pause, if you freeze frame. There's
Indeed.
like, yeah, the shot of Phantom on the throne. There's like 20 just like weird things sort of like scattered around the room that you can be like, that's not Sauron. That's that one villain pony's like broken horn on like a trophy case, and like, there's
Sombra.
So yeah, there's
Sombra's
Sombra's horn, and there's like
with a plaque that says the word hero on
Yes.
it. But you have to kind of put that together.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
There's the crystal
tons of good
heart from
stuff
the
like
Crystal
that.
Empire. Like, like he fucking stole it. Like, there's the keg frozen in carbonite. Lamau.
All the treasures.
all the
there.
most precious treasures in Equestria. Keg standard.
And I mean, it doesn't take a...
frozen.
I like to think that that's like the remnant of his humanity that he just keeps for personal reasons.
He can't quite bring himself to completely dispose of him.
And then, like, so even the fact that people have commented on this, it's obviously extremely dark. Celestia and Luna chained up in the room.
Yeah.
It just moves so fast. You don't have time to be sad, but it is very sad.
I should rewatch
and
that.
hilarious.
I rewatched it.
It's good stuff.
I think I rewatched it in like a couple weeks ago. I think I was just like in a call in my Discord, and we were just talking about stuff, and I think we all rewatched a bunch of stuff, including that, and I was like, man, okay, first of all, the art is so much rougher than I remember it being. Like, it looks pretty fucking sloppy in places. Like, I knew it was sloppy even at the time, but it's real fucking sloppy, and that's fine. I mean, I drew it in Flash, which is like, why did I do that? But I did.
And then you exported it out frame by frame, as I recall.
Yeah, I think that's true.
That's rough.
I'm a fucking moron. I don't know.
Sure. Okay.
You exported it out of the animation program to animate it in something
some
else?
of it I drew in
Correct.
Manga Studio, I think, but I think a lot of it I did just draw in Flash. Very, very dumb.
The Dark Ages.
It's just we didn't know what the process was going to be for producing it. If we'd known, it would have been, we would have produced still images.
That's fair.
I was
That's
kind of
fair.
worried going back because, like, read in a certain way, Phantom Horn these days kind of just comes off as a big extended "I identify as an attack helicopter" joke, but I don't think it's that bad because Phantom is definitely the villain. Like, he's a bad man and he's a fucking like outwards racist.
I mean, yeah, he's clearly the bad guy,
Yeah.
and I mean, I suppose, Chris is one example. You can condemn someone for their, personality and deeds, and then also respect their identity and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like Phantom, he's. I mean, the fact that there is a horse, a earth pony who identifies as a unicorn, like, that's different than a human being with gender, issues.
Yeah. I don't know where.
But I mean, it depends how seriously you want to take the lore.
I don't know what the consensus
obviously.
is on like the transracial thing. I don't know, but you know what? But you don't have
I
to
leave it
think
to the
about it too
scholars.
hard because Phantom is not good.
That's exactly right.
Phantom
That's
is
exactly
like,
right.
I mean, he's like the whole.
It is not
the
to make-
ending song is about like unicorn supremacy and like creating an ethno state.
Yeah.
So like, don't worry about it.
Indeed. Yep, that's the attitude I hope people take
Fuck
away.
yeah.
And historically, I believe that they did. The right people, anyway.
Speaking about like animation stuff, though, again, the S Nega Slime Descend, I think, was like
Yes.
with music specifically. Like, I knew the music so well, so it was like almost too easy to come up with how that would play out.
Yeah.
And it was just like the beats work so well, and the
Yeah.
bit where every
I mean,
up to
a
that
lot
point,
like
every
a lot of
image from the
S
burrow.
Descend, like visually as well as like also mirrors S is it Cascade?
Well, that came later.
No, that was the point from S Cascade where Dave Sprite and Jade Sprite are looking up at the meteors coming down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, right, but it's not that song.
No, it's Jade
is it?
Enter.
If you have the music, it makes the animation, at least conceptually, much
Yeah.
easier to come up with because you know where the rising beats and stuff. Because like I have like so
Yep.
many fucking ideas of like things I want to animate. I just wrote a script a couple days ago that I'm probably gonna start animating soon-ish. And the problem is, it's like 70% an action scene. And I'm just like, I'm gonna hate myself about 20% into this because it's just gonna be absolute agony. Because it's all gonna be animated like that Guilty Gear thing that I did like a month ago.
Right.
Yeah.
The one of like the killing
like,
blow.
Destroy.
Yeah, it's all gonna be animated in that fashion, and I'm just gonna be like, oh,
is it gonna go in the game?
But whatever. No, this is just gonna be an
no. Oh no, you can't sell that.
No,
Okay.
no, you can't.
How could
I wasn't even gonna. The game was gonna be free. I wasn't even planning on selling the game. So.
I guess
How to create some sort of gate system where, like, you can see one image of an animation for free, but for every frame after that, there's like a certain pay to play that you have to plug
$1 a
in.
frame.
Yeah, something like
Crank that up to 144 hertz and just go.
That sounds great.
Yeah, gated.
People would just buy the upskirt frame.
You're right.
Gated by frame rate. Like, you can watch the animation, but it's in like one frame per second. Right. You can pay $5 to see it in like 10, and like $10 to see it in glorious 60.
Gotta get on that. Gotta start making the website now. I'm sure everyone will use it over YouTube.
Okay. Have I talked about what I was gonna do with not the Slime and Punishment finale, but like the post-finale epilogue?
I don't think so.
I've not heard of this.
Okay, there's the finale, which is gonna be a video, but that's not gonna be the end, because there does have to be an epilogue, basically. All right, this might be spoilery, but this is a bonus episode. This is what people paid to hear. I keep thinking about doing the post-finale epilogue as a game, and since I had the idea, I keep envisioning it like that, and
I hope it's pay to win. Please tell me it's pay to win.
Do you mean like a walk around, like Phantom walks around and presses A to talk to everybody, and they say, well, that was weird.
Well,
like
I don't
video game, or like an actual like game that you would play.
It would not just be a walk around. It would be combat.
Okay.
And yeah, zipping my lip. Not going to say any more about that. Yeah, it would. I mean, there would be some dialogue, but it wouldn't be like a walk around, talk to people. Although, I guess there might be room for such a thing. But mostly it would be combat. And I mean, initially I was thinking it would be kind of like the Champion game that I made. Like a JRPG turn-based, but like slightly more fleshed out, like slightly more of an actual game where you do have you have HP. Actually, I went and bought fucking like RPG Maker, like VX or whatever. I spent like it was on sale. I think I spent like $30 on it or something. And I started working with it, trying to like think about like, oh, how would I do this? And it's fucking sucks. RPG Maker is
pretty old
at least
at this point,
like
right?
the later versions of it. Well, this was like not the most recent version, but like the last one, which was like a couple years out of date, I think. So it's not like super old. So. Yeah. But it's so restrictive. You can't fucking do anything with that shit.
Yeah. I mean, my buddy, when we made our
I couldn't even
Maker,
figure. I could not even figure out this is how fucking much it wants to like railroad you into making like a very specific game and like not going off the rails. I could not even figure out a way to change the HP stat to still be HP, but just say slime. I couldn't even do that.
Yeah.
Well, it's designed to make. I mean, it's RPG Maker. It's designed to make like a very specific RPG.
I guess so.
I know, but like that's not even like a mechanical game thing. That's just like, what if I change this text?
Look into.
It is possible. It is possible, but you need to like be able to code.
That's
and,
right.
Look
into if you want something free that you can make anything you want and doesn't require coding. Look into GDevelop. It's free, whatever you want in it. It's code free, and you can make any kind of 2D game.
Well, I made the Champion game in Game Maker, and like that worked. That was fine. It wasn't even that. It took me like 2 weeks. The game I'm envisioning. I mean, okay, it could be JRPG turn-based combat. It would be more involved with that, but it would be like built on largely the same framework. It could be it's like sort of an Azumi style, like side-scrolling, like, but like that. In my head, it's really simple. Just like, oh, like, okay, the character would just like move and you would hit a button and he would do like a slash animation, do damage, define hitbox. Like easy peasy. Like I could bang that in an hour.
I wish it
like,
was that simple.
No. I'm sure
As someone
that's not
18
true.
months in,
like actually
and it's not, and it's still like no, it's
Yeah.
not, unfortunately.
Depends on your goal.
Action things.
If it's
anything
just
to do
movement,
with simulating any sort of physics,
you can bang out in a day if you want to. It's all the systems built on top of it that become a nightmare.
Yeah. I think
you can make a Space Invaders game.
I think it could work either way. I think probably what I want to do is make it a JRPG turn-based thing. I sort of have an idea for how I would balance it and like things I would want to implement in that format. So I guess I'm leaning towards that. But I guess I'll have to fucking boot up Game Maker again and start over from scratch and like I don't know what
it's a new type of game. Well, that did have turn-based combat
learning
technically.
You should do what I do and have a coder brother.
Will you lend me?
You do.
Will you lend me him? I guess I do kind of have a.
But you do have a code.
I guess
brother.
I have a.
He's right in this.
I guess
call.
I have a code brother.
That is true.
Nate, you want to make
That
my
is
game
true.
for me?
Nah.
Nate, do you know what my Kokoro wish is? It is this.
What's that?
That you
then?
hand me a complete. Here is a game. Here is a complete, if simple game. It is done except for art. I am so sorry. This is the only. This is the only way I can. I can redeem myself as a man and as a human being. That's my Kokoro wish. Is that you do that for me.
How can you deny such an honest, good?
I'm being
request?
so earnest right
Can't
now,
be.
Nate. So
That's right.
earnest. So Kokoro felt.
Actually, it's Nate.
Okay.
I'm not Ernest.
Okay.
I don't know of that name.
Disgusting.
I mean, I don't know whether he would be available, but he has been recently more into making game stuff. He's got a Minecraft
Maybe you want to
server
collab?
where he's like built so many different mini games, like all on his own, like coded so many different like, like actually really cool. Like he had it was like mind blowing. Just today, a few hours ago, I was watching him show me something new he'd made, and there was a bug, and he typed in the Minecraft thing. It was like, oh, this doesn't work, and then he typed in some sort of weird code into the Minecraft text thing, like clickety-clack, quick as a flash.
Yeah.
Like, how do you even know where all those keys are on the keyboard? And he just typed enter. It's like, okay, yeah, there we go. Like, he's a fucking genius at that shit.
Wait, it's Charlie, right? Or is it Henry?
Charlie.
Okay, Charlie. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know. Do you think he would be interested in helping me make a sort of a turn-based a small JRPG style game? And I would make all the assets for it.
If you make all the assets, then yes. And as long as you have like I permitting that he has the time to do it.
Sure.
But I will definitely, like, he's been interested in, projects. He wants a portfolio so he can show game companies and stuff. So that would be helpful.
It doesn't hurt to ask.
Would you pass on my message? And
I will.
mean, if he's interested at all, we can talk about that. Because I mean, I know I could do it myself, but I'm sure he could do it way faster and probably better. Yeah, that's called division of labor.
Probably.
You ever hear of a little thing called the Industrial Revolution? Yeah.
Ever hear of a little thing called the cotton gin, my dudes? That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe. Yes? What is a cotton gin? Is it just like
I have no idea.
Is it just a big like vat that you throw cotton in and some like gears or to like turn or spin and like
it's if you rub cotton, a gene comes out and he says, "I will grant you 1/2 of a wish."
Yeah,
1/2 of a wish. I'll grant you.
I believe
I'll grant you
it's a
3/5
machine.
of a wish. He says to your plantation workers. Oof.
I think you stick in
bad
loose
joke.
cotton. Like cotton has like seeds and shit, and I think that it takes out the seeds and gives you like pure good cotton product.
Yeah. I know what it
side.
does, but like, how does it work?
I didn't even know that. I don't know. I think you turn a crank. I don't fucking know.
I assume he spins it on a wheel. Or
I'm Googling images, and that seems to be the idea. There's a wheel that seems to do something to it. I don't know.
okay, we gotta figure this out. Yeah, you turn a little wheel and it separates stuff. How about that? Neat.
Here's some
Thank
cool
God.
info. The project, my writing project, it has got to the point where I'm working with Dragon Bee on this thing called Little Moth. And it's a movie. Now it's going to be more of like a Christmas special because it's just the step from that to a feature is so big, and the money you make is not necessarily going to be higher.
Right.
But it's getting to the point where it's going to be it's sort of out of my hands. So I've made the script and worked with the director to make it a real thing, and then it's going to be, what's the word? Reviewed.
Given to animators to produce.
It's going to be be reviewed by the producers.
It's going to be reviewed by TBAP.
And
Indeed.
well, eventually when it's out, TBAP come back for that. It's going to be reviewed by the producers who are going to say yes or no. Hopefully yes. It's very good, so I'm hoping yes. And then that will be storyboarding for a bunch of months, and then animating for a bunch of months, and then it'll be out. And if all goes well, there'll probably be like tie-in merchandise in a video game, and that'll be cool.
Ooh. That's pretty sick.
This is all like, it's never been absolutely confirmed at any step of the process. Anything could go wrong at any time, but it's looking to be more real than it ever has been, and I'm very hype about it. So
that's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm curious, like within the studio, are there like different competing scripts and different competing stories trying to like get the animation, time development and whatnot? And yours is one of them?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, the studio is in Edinburgh, in Scotland, and they do their things. It's not like the Dragon Bee studio is that. Our producer that we have knows those people, and so he gets a connection to them, so that once we have our script, and once we have the storyboard made, then we can pass that on to that thing, and it's just its own thing over there. They'll make it, and then that'll be that. So the Dragon Bee studio is basically just me and Anna and Max, another guy who's an illustrator. It's not like a studio in any sort of like stereotypical understanding of what a studio is. It's very small.
I see. So basically, you guys are working to create basically a strong pitch to a animation studio.
Yeah, I mean, Anna is an animator.
Obviously, there's more to it, but
herself. So she's made short films. As a company, Dragon Bee has produced things. Like they have a website, so like dragonbee.com, you can see what they've made. But
I really wish they'd stop dragging that bee. I mean, they're dragging bee everywhere, and it's just getting all dusty and mud, and it's getting really dirty. I mean,
go home.
Get the hell out of here with
that.
Go
home.
What are you, me? But yeah, it's like it's exciting. I'm excited.
I mean, when did we first hear about your maneuvers here? Was probably several years ago at this point.
Yeah, I mean, things always take longer than you think.
When did you first put this iron in the fire? Wait, did you say what? Is there like a release date or not a release date?
No, no release date, but like providing things go well in the next couple of weeks, the script will be confirmed. Yes, and then production can begin.
That'll be the big change.
Yeah, then yeah. I am sort of like talking very optimistically here. There's a potential for like them saying change this and that, but it's only a small delay. At this point, I think, regardless of whether people in the animation studio are perfectly happy, they're going to make it anyway. So it's
whether they like it or not, they're going to animate it.
We're going to pay them.
They're going to like it.
We're going to make a budget and we're going to get paid, so it doesn't really matter. It's our fault if it sucks.
Fascinating. Is the hope for this project to kind of go, I don't know, like Bee and Puppy Cat, which were like a promo and then it expanded beyond that due to success of the initial release or something?
Initially, it was going to be a feature film. Now it's going to be a TV special, so it's going to come out. This is optimistic, but Christmas 2021.
Wait, is this is a different project from like the one that you had the trailer for a while ago?
That's a different. That's also being worked on with a.
Yeah.
We got a lady from LA who I have yet to meet. But she's an LA
from America.
writer.
How fancy.
Yeah.
All the way from Bollywood.
But a lot of this stuff is like we've been waiting for writers who have clout and a name recognition of some kind to be attached to the project to give it more potential for, distribution and budget things.
Yeah.
Because I'm just a nobody with not even a degree in writing. I mean, it's not that that's important, but,
That's how I mean that was the plan, for Radcon 4. It was like we weren't going to go ahead with the project, but then we had a distinguished writer Digibro agree to do scripts for the project. And now that clout game, we won the clout game.
Yep. It's all about that clout.
Can we get Nicki Minaj on board to write the sequel to Digis? That would just give us all the clout. Yes, I'm gonna give that a big yes.
Okay.
I approve this plan. She's on board.
What about Eli Whitney? I mean, he
What
did
about
great work with the
Elon Musk?
cotton
Inventor of the
gin.
cotton
Maybe
gin?
he would work on Radcon 4.
I mean, up to this point, best known as inventor of the cotton gin.
Well,
but beyond this, writing the esteemed sequel to The Road to Radcon 4.
The sequel to
It's gonna
the
be
cotton
The Road
gin.
Out of Radcon 4.
sequel to the cotton gin is Radcon 4.
Quick, someone go to the Kickstarter, change the subtitle to that.
It's going to be called The Cotton Vodka. Because, I've always wondered why it's called a gin.
Delicious.
Dude, we have to
Dumb.
mix a drink called the Cotton Gin at Radcon 4.
Yeah, it's
Wouldn't that
white.
look, you have like a little tuft of cotton in the top or something?
Oh, gross.
You know?
How about
I mean,
some
it's
whipped
just for
cream or
decoration.
something, please?
No, the cotton.
okay,
it
fine.
filters out the bad mojo from the drink, and you only drink the purest.
Oh wait, no.
shit.
Okay, I got it. Right, it's gin, plus like some
course.
kind of like white creamy liqueur. I don't know. I'm sure there's something like that out there.
Milk.
Sure, yeah.
Milk, and then
Heavy cream.
like not hemp seeds. What are
Flax
those
seeds?
things? What are those
Flax.
things that you put in and like they get slimy? You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
Fruit.
think I do. I can't remember though. Yeah,
Chia
I don't know.
seeds.
Star fruit.
Yeah, and you just mix
Okay,
chia
yeah,
seeds
sure,
in
sure.
there, and it's like cotton, but with the seeds. You know what I'm saying?
I don't really want chia
Served
seeds in
with
my
a little
drink.
tuft of cotton,
chia
like kind
they're
of
good.
like on
You ever-
like the lemon way.
You ever drink chia seeds?
I've not
They're not bad.
They just
drunk.
when you
chia
put chia seeds in water, they like sort of like they get like slimy. They sort of get like kind of like a sort of like fluidy blob around them, and you can just like
Right.
drink them down like they're a beverage. But they have like fiber in them, and they're good for you or something.
I think assembling this drink might literally bring back slavery, though, so we should probably avoid
So,
it.
well, I mean, let's not leave anything off the table.
Wait, yeah,
you
let's
know?
not undercount that. let's weigh the
Let's
pros
not be
and the
dogmatic
cons
here.
and,
Yeah.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
When did you get your Cintiq big screen thing?
Well,
like
a
same geek.
fellow by the name of Arthremus, who is a patron. I think he might be a PCP patron too. I'm not sure.
Name's familiar.
He had it lying around. He gave it to me.
Fuck.
I think it was around or after the when I did that GoFundMe to like replace my computer.
Right.
I remember.
So I guess
Was
that would have been
post
like
Pony?
late 2016.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, that's a little post-pony, I think.
It was post Pony. It actually, because I always forget how long the TBAP podcast days. It might have been in the TBAP podcast days, but I'm thinking it was post Pony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It gave us like an extra year.
Yeah.
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 You know, Team Up Resurrection truly was because I was thinking back, I mean, a while back. It's like we had not made like a classically animated, quote unquote animated one since end of season 4 or whatever. And then we did a couple here and there in the middle. But Yep.
No, absolutely.
That was a good thing we did.
It's funny how
we sure did not get paid enough to do it, but
Well,
thank God, RadCon 4 is a success.
Whatever. I don't want to. I'm not going to complain about it too hard.
I'm not complaining. I'm just aware of the fact that for managing my business time, it was inefficient.
Sure. This time, I'm assuming what we'll do is like we'll record all the footage we want, and then like after the fact, like we'll take whatever like money is left in the budget and like debate like or like negotiate like, okay, if this person's gonna animate this or edit this, like how much of the budget are we gonna allot to them for their time for doing it? Right?
Precisely. Okay. And then just we'll divvy that up for whatever projects, and then whatever's left we'll just divide amongst the participants, I guess. And just give that as a
Sure.
But the reason I asked, Ben, is I was just wondering if like you felt like your art improved due to that addition, because it is like a huge tablet upgrade. But I'm not actually, I've been working with this shitty tablet for so long, and the few images I've drawn on my new iPad have been like markedly better.
Actually, no. In fact, I did not use the Cintiq for like maybe almost a year. Like I barely used it. I kind of just used it as a second monitor, and I just used my shitty Wacom Bamboo for like a long time, just because I didn't feel like adjusting to the new one. And I mean, I do like having it now. Like it is convenient. But I don't think that like having the Cintiq improved my art particularly. Other than maybe making it more convenient for me to do it. No, yeah, I don't feel like my stuff is. I don't feel like my stuff is better because I'm doing it on a Cintiq like at all.
But like, are there any like particular like images that you've drawn on the Cintiq that allow you for more like detailed oriented work? Like I'm thinking of like the title pages of the Vapors and Champion and stuff.
No.
No? Okay.
No. Absolutely not.
Okay, I guess I have no excuse.
Well, it sounds like Tom has a dissenting opinion, or at least expected to be.
I mean, I like just drawing displays way more than the bamboos and like the Intuos kind of things. I find those to be really clunky once you get used to a drawing display. Going back is incredibly difficult.
I don't know how I would feel going back to drawing on a bamboo. I might be like, ugh.
I mean, that's kind of what I did, because when I made the switch, and then I went back for just because I wanted to have a small tablet with my laptop, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize I was a caveman for so long. Like it felt awful.
I don't know,
no,
like
never again.
By the time when I got the Cintiq, I didn't switch because I was so accustomed to drawing on the bamboo that it didn't feel like. I didn't feel like bad at all. Like there was nothing unnatural about like just drawing on the screen that I couldn't, and not drawing directly on the screen. I didn't feel like it was any sort of barrier between like me and the drawing.
Well, here's the thing, Gib. You have an iPad, right? You've been drawing on that recently.
It's difficult to. I haven't been drawing on that for the Lord of Ghosts comic because a lot of the. Making the panels. Like, Procreate is a great program, but it doesn't really seem suited for things that are not single images.
Sure.
So I haven't been using it for comics. I hope that AstroPad makes the Windows thing.
They said they're announcing something very soon, so I'm hoping this month or next month they'll finally drop something. In the meantime, you can check out Art Studio Pro, I think? That's another good iPad app. But my point for bringing up the iPad was like, if you find the iPad more natural than the bamboo tablet, you'll probably have a similar feeling with the Cintiq, because the benefit from using either is the same. It's that one-to-one drawing right on the screen, getting the better feedback. I personally find the iPad even better than like a computer display, but I'm using like shitty Chinese knockoff ones, so I don't know like how like a $2,000 Cintiq would compare.
I definitely cannot also buy a Cintiq now that I have the iPad, but it's very good. I'm just sort of, I'm hoping that like once I can use that as my regular tablet with the AstroPad app that links it to my PC as my my screen, then I'd be able to like, it somewhat improve my drawing, just a little bit, because like it's still a bit messy. I get frustrated sometimes when I'm like trying to to make a certain curve and it just doesn't work over and over again. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be like the drawing program, because I've been using Photoshop for ages. I stopped using Photoshop and then I switched to Medibang Paint, not Pro. Medibang Paint's good, but people are talking about things like Clip Studio Paint and Krita and all this, and I'm like, I guess I should try all of them since this is a new program that I'm using after Photoshop. I may as well like test a bunch of waters to see like what is actually really good, like. Because people just say, oh, it's really good, and I don't really know why, and I can't be bothered to look at a million tutorials.
Well, I mean, you're just examining like the kind of artwork you do. You could do kind of like really like bold lines and stuff. Like I think your art's very focused on line arts and solid like fills and like kind of like a bold, very saturated
cartoony
kind of style.
Yeah.
Is that like what you want to? Want to keep focusing on that, or you want to kind of expand?
Well, I'm
your
thinking.
repertoire?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like my favorite sort of combo would be something in the vein of, One Piece, with its its very strong characters and the strong poses and the exaggerated faces and all that cool stuff. Like that's my favorite thing. If I could draw One Piece, I would. But I do like cute things as well, and One Piece isn't like explicitly cute a lot of the time, so like it seems like that's sort of where I'm going, is like a combination of like epic manga stuff and cute silly shit.
I mean, I would recommend Clip. A Clip has a really good stabilizer and stuff for like kind of like really giving you those crisp lines. There's a lot of custom brushes designed for
that's
like,
what I
drawing.
use. I love my manga studio.
And if you want to get like, it has a built-in like 3D doll for like posing and referencing like exaggerated foreshortening. So if you want to do the crazy like manga dynamic poses, you can have a reference right in the app that'll let you place whatever you want in 3D and rotate it around and get the angle you want and reference it and stuff. It's also on the iPad, so you can use it on there too.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Do I have to pay money for those things?
Oh, of course.
I mean, I stole mine.
I mean, you can steal it on the PC if you want.
I'll look into that.
As a seasoned pirate, I would assume there'd be no problem for you.
It was kind of a hassle. It was a hassle pirating it. That might have taken me like a couple days.
Wow.
But I'm also not good at that kind of thing.
It's very frequently on sale. You can usually get it for like under $30.
It might be worth that.
That's not bad.
So is that Manga Studio or Clip Studio? Are they the same
Clip
thing?
Studio
They're the same.
is Manga Studio. They used to call it Manga Studio in America, but eventually they realized that's cringy and they just call it.
I still use Manga Studio.
Oof.
I like the cringe factor.
Big
Can't let go of that cringe.
The Chibibaka Studio.
It is fucking cringy. It's true. It's true.
I'm pretty sure they renamed it because some other company was like reselling it here in the US. Like they licensed it out and changed. Because they had like Anime Studio and Manga Studio and all those things. But I think now the parent company just sells directly.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure.
I just want, like, Lord of Ghosts. It's cool, but it still feels to me like a sketch, like a testing how powerful I can possibly be, but also not trying hard enough to like, be a real thing. Because it's still like the Lord of Ghosts, a subsidiary character from the Rowdy Fuckers Cop Killers universe. It's kind of inherently niche.
Yeah.
So I want like the first real comic, quote unquote real comic, that could potentially be like a thing that I could sell in shops if it gets
if you,
big.
You want to get a million, billion views, you got to make an anthropomorphic girl version of like a video game console or something.
Oh, God.
Never have a wacky, hilarious situation.
God, Merryweather,
That's
no.
the way.
Get out of here.
Not again. No,
Not again.
That works for internet stuff, but I'm thinking real world things. I'm thinking Scott Pilgrim. I'm thinking just a cool premise with a cool character that looks cool, and I drew it, and it's my dream is for it to be on the shelves.
I want to be the top hit on Reddit.com. This is my shonen protagonist dream. I will get the top of Reddit with
Is
one
it your
of my
but is it your
mangoes.
Kokoro wish?
It's my
is.
coconut
There we go.
wish.
There we go.
It's
See,
my...
I almost feel like getting to the top of like fucking webtoon would be like a disservice, like an insult.
That'd be like an insult.
I got the champion got like recommended on Tapas one time. And it has like several thousand followers because like there was a one like day or week or whatever where it was like a front page like recommended by Tapastic like thing, which is kind of cool. And then I totally squandered it by like forgetting about that platform because it's kind of a bad website.
Yeah.
I mean, all those websites are kind of.
I just can't abide the scroll format of reading a webcomic. It disgusts me.
I agree personally, but like that's how people read webcomics. Like most people that are reading comics are reading them in like that format these days.
I know, and
Well,
I
it's
hate
just
them.
less. It's less clicking, I guess.
It is. It's
I
less
do
clicking.
prefer to not click if I can avoid it.
Well,
it's because it's just easier on mobile. Like on a PC, on a desktop, I would absolutely just read like click to the next page. But on mobile, like no, it's annoying.
I just want a situate like my favorite thing is to have comics in real life. You can't fucking print one of those things out.
Well,
because there'll be like extremely long pages or like pages with nothing on them because you're supposed to be scrolling past them.
I'm sure people have done it with some. I'm sure there's a way you can reformat it. Like,
can't you just format it like as a regular comic page? Just have all your comic page loading down on.
That's what I do for a lot of ghosts. They just put them in there. The pages.
I mean, it works. So,
it works, I guess. It's just sort of like the style. Because people know that they're scrolling, you have to spread things out lengthways. Because people are scrolling, you know that you can't have too many images horizontally at the same time, because people are not going to read that. They're going to read downwards. And they're going to be scrolling too fast to see everything.
I don't know if you have... I mean, if you have, like, clearly defined, like, pagination and, like, pages of your comic, I think people will read it as a page and then scroll down to the next page.
Maybe. I maybe it's just going from my own experience where I look at webtoons just to see or tapas, just to see what's on there, and it's really boring and I don't like it, and I scroll real fast and I just like, fuck it, sucks.
Well, I think
why is this the number one thing? Oh, it's gay. I understand.
Yeah. If your goal is to have it in print, I would design it with print in mind. You know.
Yeah.
As opposed to giving yourself more work to do later.
An alternating border. So that, I've decided which pages are left and right. So if in the future it gets finished and I can maybe like kickstart a physical release of the Lord of Ghosts comic, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Indeed.
I'll buy one. Put it on my...
I already want one as well.
Put it on my shelf.
I love putting friends' things on my shelves. I love having the vapors there. I can't wait for the next one.
Damn, I was going to do
Cassie said she was going to do a zine.
Maybe I'll do a regular comic now, just because everyone wants to... Now I know I have 3 sales.
I mean, as someone who's done 2 really successful Kickstarters, I gotta say, I'm shocked people really love their physical media. People are really compelled by the idea of having a physical book that they can put on their shelves.
I just
it's
find
mostly
it very difficult to work in panels,
to
which
me,
is why like comics are always really hard.
Yeah.
To me, the appeal is just the feeling of having something from my world penetrate the real world, because a lot of the stuff I have is internet comics, like Homestuck, Problem Sleuth. I have that book by Drill of a bunch of Drill tweets, just because the idea of having that on my shelf was really funny.
I gave that to my sister for Christmas this year, so she's got a copy.
I derive a lot of satisfaction from like the stuff on my walls. Like I've got I've got the New Los Angeles City flag like on my wall right in front of me. I got my big cop killer tapestry on my like half slanted wall. I've got that you guys remember that like that woodcut looking like totem poster of like my winning team from the Nuzlocke Conquest that Nat Blasphemous drew? I got that hanging up. I enjoy being surrounded by all my shit.
And
I
like
always
the
mention
vapors,
how much joy.
Yeah.
The vapors specifically is like I think one of the more niche things, because it's a kickstarted comic of a person I know, and it's like,
yeah,
there's only so many of those.
Only like a few hundred of them exist in the world.
I didn't get a copy of the Vapors 1 when it was first done, but I do have order on the Kickstarter 1 and 2.
You got the bundle?
I did.
Yeah.
So I'll get the pins and all that. And I have a copy of Mumkey's book in the other room, which I am very fond of, and that gives me a similar sort of joy.
Since Mumkey is in Iowa, I asked him, hey, Mumkey, tell me why you'll be voting for Bernie Sanders in the Iowa caucus on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Unfortunately...
He's going to cast the deciding vote.
Unfortunately, Nate, he told me that he is in fact voting for Garlinghouse, so...
Oh,
no!
Damn.
First, he steals all our channels, then the election itself.
We might have
ambition knows no end.
Truly the ultimate villain of life.
It's true. These crypto fascists think they can just rule the world with their blockchain technology just because it's invulnerable to governmental
just because
control.
I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well,
I can't
I'll
vote
lovingly.
against what I don't understand.
It's true.
Yeah, that's right. I will draw strength from my...
I can't be an informed voter if I don't understand this technology.
I mean, that's technically true, although one could aspire to rise above that station, I suppose.
I can understand that it makes me...
America. We
I
don't
can
do
understand that it makes me feel afraid.
Yes, and that's all I really care about. My oh shit, what are they called? Ben, what's the little from Vapors 1 and 2? You know, the little pins of, what are they called again? The little guys. Yes, my Poobah pin and my Radcon 3 pin and my 2 leftover Slime Corp pins.
I've still got.
I will draw
I've got my Slime Corp, the paper Slime Corp pins that you made. It has completely come apart, and like the front like Slime Corp image is like half torn off and sort of like hanging, kind of by like a hangnail. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
But I got it. That happened even even at the con. It had already like sort of split.
Yeah, I mean they're just paper, unlaminated, any of that shit. A couple sheets. If like what was I gonna say? Oh, like but it's with all these things. It's that old Marie Kondo always says to get rid of bullshit. The cleaning Japanese lady. Get rid of shit you don't need. Get rid of it if it doesn't spark joy.
Yeah.
But these things definitely spark joy.
Absolutely.
So I will keep them.
Can't wait to get rid of all of you.
keep that in my fucking knick-knack drawer.
Indeed. And then one day the grandkids will say, "Grandpa, what's this?" And I'll say, "Shut up! Don't go in my drawer. That's where I keep my gun, children."
And I'll say, don't worry about it." And then the camera pans out the window, and you're living in a Slime Corp ruled dystopia.
Yes.
With like you're up in like a penthouse in like a
in.
skyscraper, and then but like it pans out and like everyone else is down like mine and slime and like the gross streets, and you're just like, I'll tell you when you're older.
When you too are a full-fledged miner.
Those are the days. Those will be the days. Boy, we sure have talked a lot about comics.
Indeed, and various offshoots.
I was here for some of it. I'm upset.
Did we? How much did you guys go before we got here?
I think you guys. We were like 45 minutes in.
Like,
yeah, okay.
There's not even any message in the chat saying like, "Oh, we're starting," or like, "Oh, should we?" Like, not even like a not like I'm not even saying at everyone. It's just like, "Oh, like you guys just started." There's not even a discussion of.
I mean that is true.
Should we start?
I added everyone at 3 or 2 past 3.
Yes.
And
I said I'm
around.
And I was waiting for a response of some sort. And then you said, "Did you pick out a topic?" Then Gib ats Ben. I thought of a topic, and then an hour later, I'm like, "Did we start?" And you're like, "Oh, we're going. Come in." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
You could see the chat. You could see we were in there.
I'm sorry, I don't stare at Discord 24/7.
Me and Hippo had been in there for like 20 solid minutes before we actually started.
Yeah. Oh,
you didn't have your finger on the pulse.
I forgot. I have to check Discord call every 5 minutes, all day, every day, just to make sure.
You said you were around. You said you were around.
I was around.
I have difficulty putting
this was
too much
scheduled last
blame.
Saturday. I looked. It said bonus PCP episode, January 28th, Tuesday, 3 p.m.
It did say 3 p.m. Yep.
And I was there 3 p.m. and then I heard nothing. So
You
I
heard
take
something.
50. I
Oh
take
my
50%
God.
damage. I take 50% damage for this, but not all.
Freaking correct! Holy freaking crap!
I, however, will submit no such indignity to the board and make no excuses for myself. I simply was late, and I knew.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm the good guy here.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm the real hero of the
Whatever,
podcast.
Brad.
I'll accept
Go
it.
back
Yeah.
to your Ripple conference.
I gotta go earn some Ripple, guys. I gotta head back to the old channel.
Do we know what
check on
Ripple
things.
is? Is it like
It's an exchange for exchanging
I don't know.
cryptocurrencies.
so it's not a cryptocurrency in and
Apparently,
of
it's
itself?
not even an actual crypto. I mean, maybe they have anybody can make a token at this point. Anybody can just do it. Like we can make PC pennies. We could make it a real
slime
thing.
coin.
So it's not that hard.
Slime
I mean,
coin-
it is, but I'm an idiot.
Is slime coin an exchange for cryptocurrency? I've seen people
I don't
use
know.
it to buy goods and services, like in real
How
life.
can that be true?
I just
How?
don't know.
People
Who
like
accept slime
people.
coin?
I mean, like people in Endless War will like pay other players in slime coin to like draw their OCs and stuff.
Well, okay. I mean, is that like how technically like World of Warcraft currency has value, within the game? So it's
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, okay. I mean, fair enough.
How much slime equals $1?
I think
Probably not much. I mean, a pittance, I'd say.
I mean, we every now and then I'll be like, we have to add the United States dollar. Okay, it's at some point in the future.
Yeah.
I think at some point in the future, I think we're going to do an Endless War like merch Kickstarter, like for pins and stuff, basically, like stuff that we would need to make in batches. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it makes sense.
not like shirts that we can just sell individually. And I think every now and then I have this idea, and maybe as a reward tier for this, I want to just add an item to the game that is just like $1. But I think it would be funny if you had to like physically take a dollar bill and like mail it to me. And like, and it's like you're sending it to yourself in New Los Angeles City, and then it shows up in your inventory, like you sent yourself a dollar, and it doesn't
funny.
do anything. It's like maybe you could trade it for something if someone else wanted one, but like it's not money. It's just like a weird foreign thing.
Just go on the record and
Ooh.
say all slime in the game is equivalent to $1.
That would be so
That sounds
much.
right to me.
I mean, people have like quintillions of slime coin.
I know.
Right
Just say
now.
Yeah,
all
it's
slime in the game is worth
unbelievable inflation.
$1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should give them, if they engage in this operation, here's how you incentivize them. You give them a 1/1,000,000th of a chance to have that $1 receive in game a $1 trillion bill, like good old Monty Burns did so long ago.
It's highly
legendary-
statistically unlikely.
Indeed, it is.
Just like
but
meeting,
the foolish
just like
human
meeting
brain
other
can be
players in No
manipulated
Man's
easily.
Sky.
And yet it
You know,
happened.
have you guys seen the video where apparently that game's good now or
I saw-
something?
I
yeah,
saw
there was
the
a
internet-
huge fucking patch for it. I guess
I
it's,
saw
like,
the
not
internet
trash.
historian video. Yeah.
And
Also, I had been aware. I had been aware.
Yeah.
I had been aware that it had been receiving a lot of patches and updates, and that it had gotten a lot of new features that weren't there at original launch. So I was vaguely aware.
I'm probably
of the,
biased.
Yeah.
The game never seemed interesting to me, even with all its.
I mean,
updates
I
and
saw the
whatnot.
original
It's just not my
trailer,
kind of game,
and I
but-
thought it looked pretty
Yeah.
neat. But I was primed for disappointment because I had the same experience with Spore. You guys remember Spore?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. My expectations are so low for all like that. I don't know. People talk about Star Citizen as like another.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be that good. I don't know why people have hope that it's gonna. Oh my God! Finally, real space travel.
I mean,
it's
all
almost like I have meaning in my life.
Sometimes you
Good-
just got to something to keep you going.
It could be a good video game.
Sure, I totally.
But at the end of the
agree.
day, who
It's just
gives
a video
shit?
game.
Yeah.
It's just a.
Indeed. I'm sure Dude, I was so fucking hyped for Spore. I followed the fucking
sure
Spore
were.
development for like
Sure
2
were.
years. I was on
But
fucking,
you know-
well, I'll tell on the
Yeah.
Gaming Steve
Okay.
forums. I was logging in all the time, hearing like, oh, what's the latest update on Spore progress? And on Gaming Steve, fucking Jennifer Diane Wrights was on there
Right,
with her slime Sona. Just like talking about like the
Whoa.
shit she was gonna make, tying it all into her like expanded universe of her comics and stuff,
Fascinating.
which I will
Hope she
delve
made it
into
real.
more at RadCon 4 in the JDR lecture, baby.
Oh God,
Fascinating.
I should start like
Fascinating.
planning out my lecture. It's kind of sneak up on me. You got like a month.
Yeah,
in advance.
Shit.
and now it's
I
confirmed.
know. It's so soon. I can't believe it.
God, it's
Yep,
another thing on top
that's
of
true.
all the other shit.
It's only like 6 weeks away.
How am
was
I gonna
like-
get a lecture together and my beach body?
Just
One or
don't
the other,
eat.
Gabe. You have to
Don't
choose.
Eat. You're doing so much research. You just don't eat, and then you get slimmer, and you get a lecture.
I'm already too slim. I need to eat at the same
Wait,
time.
I'm
as
sorry.
You're gonna be the
research.
Before we
most
move on, I
attractive
just wanted to
skeleton
say,
in
because
Virginia
now's my
Beach.
chance to say it. I'll never get another opportunity. Despite everybody sucking Sean Murray's dick or whatever for No Man's Sky being good now or whatever,
Yeah.
like in no way. That fucking Internet Historian video was so apologetic.
It was.
For... And here's the thing. Sure,
agree.
maybe he was carried along by like Sony's deadlines, but the thing is, he fucking took the money. He
definitely
agreed
lied,
to these
though.
deadlines.
Like,
Oh,
it's-
He is
absolutely.
fucking accountable.
It's cool
for
that they
this
made the
shit.
game good, but like he completely lied to the press and in interviews and all
And
that.
I don't care if it's
saw-
that like they took little phrases and exaggerated them. He should have been responsible with what he said.
I wonder if he was
So,
under
I
like
saw
some sort of
the-
NDA, and he could only say these certain things. Who the fuck knows?
I saw the thumbnail for that internet
overpromised.
historian video, and I thought it was
Yeah.
a joke with how like sucking his dick it was. So
I know, right?
I
but
didn't click on
no, it was just straight up,
Yeah, it's
straight
true.
up gay.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I guess it's kind of like the Balloon Boy video is also like very apologetic, but like
That one is
that one I
more
feel like he makes a really
reasonable,
strong
though.
case that like
Yeah.
this seems like
I mean, yeah,
maybe
I
this
mean,
guy got a
okay,
bad
like,
rap. Sean Murray though, he definitely did some shit wrong. Like that studio.
He does. I don't think he deserves the amount of hatred he got. Probably because he makes a case that like is Sean 100% responsible? Probably not 100%. No.
Yeah.
But certainly not. The game.
I mean,
was
I
bad
don't.
when it came out.
I'm never gonna feel bad for Sean Murray. At the end of the day, like, yeah, okay, he got hated on a lot online. People gave his game bad reviews. They made like
I
$100
give him
bazillion
mad
selling that
props.
thing, though. So
I mean,
like,
that's true.
How,
And I
how
give him
bad
mad
am I
props
really
for
supposed to
sticking
feel?
with it.
How bad am I really supposed to feel for the guy and for the studio?
Mostly, okay. There was a bad thing that was done. Hey, as my boy Stannis the Man has said, the good does not wash away the bad, nor the bad the good. The game was released shitty. He kept his head down, dealt with the criticism, and made it good later. Fantastic. But I've played too many fucking games lately that started out shitty and then are supposedly patched good, like Kingdom Hearts 3 that I'm playing right now. Everyone's telling me it gets good as I slog through this fucking nightmare of a game with all this shitty bullshit for hopefully an improved fucking end 4-hour section at the end of the game. I don't know. Different game, I know, but I'm just saying. Okay, anyway, that's my Sean little bit. Got it in there.
Right.
Well, okay.
Fuck you, dude. Should we wrap? Should we wrap up? Is it time?
I suppose I haven't really got anything specific I want to talk about comics. I like that I'm doing it now properly, more properly than before.
Yeah.
We should
I'm
crowdfund.
I'm sad that I'm
Batman
not
comic
doing
You
it.
saddled
we
me
all
with
had the idea
more
for.
indecision. I was deciding I was going to take that script and make it a motion comic and do something cool with it and have like some 3D animation in it. But now you're just like, but physical books. I'm like, It would be much harder to plan out, but the actual work, the actual labor would be incredibly decreased.
I
just do like Homestuck. Make it a webcomic, then just convert it to a physical
wanna make
comic later.
anything
Like,
like
fuck it, bro.
Homestuck.
I would
Fuck
buy I would buy in a heartbeat the Azumi game ported to a Sega Genesis cartridge.
Oh God, do you understand?
I mean, I don't have a Sega
how much
Genesis.
work that would be, and B, how big my dick would be if I could actually pull it off. Oh, it'd be the best.
That would be sick.
I
Hey, maybe
am-
one day. I mean, if it got really popular and,
I am sad.
People were into it.
I am sad to not be making a comic right now. Well, I say not. I'm sad to not be drawing Slime and Punishment, but I'm using that as a carrot. I told myself I can't work on Slime and Punishment until the Vapor scripts are done. So I'm working on those, and they're
That's
almost
reasonable.
done. And I'm suffering through it, and so the shit is
Script
being
writing's fun though. That's like when you just your
Not-
ideas can just go, and you don't have to consider your artistic limitations. It's just like whatever my brain wants, it's here and it's happening.
I hate writing scripts.
Oh, you
Really?
gotta-
Hate,
do it.
hate writing scripts. It is the
You
worst.
gotta do
part
it
of
for the
I
for the
know.
one reason that drawing a sketch that you end up not liking takes a lot longer than writing like one word or two words that would explain the sketch. Like he stands looking up at the thing.
I just
Actually,
like
that's
writing
stupid.
dialogue a lot.
Delete.
Like the way my scripts work is I start with the dialogue with no panel action at all, and then I just imagine what they would be doing as the dialogue's being said, and then I fill it all in. after the fact.
Not me. I envision the whole scene and I see it in my mind's eye, and then I just draw it, and then I go back and I'm like, okay, but what actual words are they saying? Okay.
Ben, you just got to get so good at drawing, you don't even need words anymore. Just don't have all your comics
I know what
scriptless.
they're saying, but then I go back after, like, when I'm drawing it, but then I go back and I'm like, okay, but like, what actual words do they express that thought in?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, she wouldn't say that. Oh, that's dumb. Oh, that's cringe. Oh, throw it all in the trash.
You should just write a character that is supposed to be cringe.
I mean, that's the Vapor.
That's his Twitter.
It's bad on purpose.
Solid.
That's the smartest play of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, always play into your weaknesses, as in like cover them up. Like, I can't draw faces, so I just don't. Lord of the Ghosts is great because his eyes can be anywhere I want.
Yeah. He doesn't have any proportions. He has none.
Although he does have a pretty consistent shape, I've noticed. And I've noticed his weird eyes that are not in the normal spot are generally in the same spot.
Yeah, at
like
the front,
and then to the
at the
bottom
front
left.
he's got like one eye on the top, one eye in the middle, and a mouth. And then on the back he's got a mouth and at the top and an eye in the middle. Like, I knew that, but like it's not much to keep track of.
If you picked up Lord of Ghosts and you just, or The Ghost, and you just took a bite out of him, would it be like chewing gum?
I always thought it was sort of like licorice, like black licorice.
Ooh,
that's not
delicious.
even fluid though. That's a solid substance.
Delicious. Oh, get me some of that.
So
We're
sort
describing flavor. What about consistency?
Well, like rubbery, like a Twizzler.
like a gummy worm, like a gummy bear, but more
okay.
liquidy, I guess.
Oof.
So he's not truly a flowing
hungry
creature. He's just a squishy creature, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking that when he's like revealed, he's more like liquidy, and over time he sort of has more of a shape that solidifies. But he's malleable. You know, he's like dough. You could squish him.
He just congeals as he continues to be exposed to the elements.
Damn.
It's nice.
My head. I gotta rewrite my entire headcanon now.
Man, when's the time? Speaking of dough, when's the last time you just bit into a big old loaf of bread?
Never.
Not cut slices, just a big
Not
loaf.
keto.
Ooh,
Can't
it's
do
the
it.
best.
Are you on
I
keto,
want to
Tom?
bake.
Oh yeah.
Gotta
get beach bod ready. Are you kidding me?
I have been
He's
off
doing
it since RFC Concay, but I am back on it as of
Dude,
yesterday.
I'm so mad. I was down to
There you
196. I lost 12 pounds, and then today I stepped on the scale again. I gained 4. I must have knocked myself out of ketosis without even knowing it, and I'm livid. I threw a bitch fit. I was so pissed.
These things happen. It's all right.
You know, I'm on a
trend
tight
line.
time schedule. I
That's
can't
true.
dick around.
That's true.
You got the piss strips?
I don't have the piss strips. I had a bunch, but when I moved back from Digi's, I don't know where they ended up, so I gotta get some more.
Oh, yeah. It's satisfying. It's satisfying when you pee on that thing and it turns like fucking black. And you're like, yes!
Yeah.
Ah, my blood is boiling with ketones.
I once ate like an entire tiger loaf as lunch.
Yeah?
Like, you know,
Dude,
those
I've
tiger
done
bread.
A tiger loaf?
I actually
tiger
don't- what's a
bread
tiger
or
loaf?
or
Is it
giraffe
like
bread,
a
whatever it's
marble,
called.
like a marble rye?
I think it means like marble rye. I was thinking is what we'd call it.
That's what I said.
Oh my god,
Oh,
words.
Is it called tiger because it's striped? It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Although,
yeah.
I mean, a few years ago there was this cute story where little girl wrote in to like a huge supermarket chain, said, "Why is tiger bread called tiger bread? It looks more like giraffe. It should be called giraffe bread." And then they changed the official name for her.
Lol.
And that was adorable.
Tiger bread. It does look more. Oh, it's.
Is it not exactly what you think?
It's
Ben,
not-
shut up with your reactions. In this great wide world,
It's not-
there's very few things I love more than buying like a giant or just like a long Italian loaf of bread, breaking off chunks, and just eating them one by one.
It is
Maybe
delicious.
microwave and
But
smear
it is
some butter on
sinful
it.
and
you know?
against God's will.
That is absolutely
Oh.
giraffe. That
Yeah.
is not
That is
all
definitely
tiger.
a giraffe bread.
The little girl.
tiger
But
bread.
that's also not a
sold
marble
as-
rye at all.
Also
so that's
sold
fine.
as Dutch Crunch or giraffe bread.
Dutch Crunch. This little
Ooh,
girl saw
baby.
that the emperor was wearing no clothes.
Damn.
This bread
Oh,
is
I just wanna
generally
go
made
to the
with
fucking
sesame
bakery.
oil. It's really tasty. Maybe you don't have it in America, or maybe you just never seen it.
I
I've
might
never
go
seen
to the
this
store
bread.
right now and buy a big loaf.
It looks
It is
just looks
the
really
most
good.
succulent bread.
Damn.
Buy
Is
it
this your
and
favorite
report back
tiger
to me.
bread?
It's probably my favorite type. It never fails.
You know what? I bet they might have it at my fucking bakery nearby.
gotta be somewhere.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna go drive to the bakery and see what they got. I'll let
Bakery
you know.
is bakery like the anti-keto. Everything in there is just the worst.
I
thing.
mean, obviously, yes, definitely the.
me and Ben
anti-keto.
go in there, we just burst into flames
The
as
pattern
the,
is
the ketones are forcibly expelled from our body.
pattern
If you
is-
smell too much good bread smell, then you go out of keto.
There's-
Doses halts. Yeah.
There's
pattern
carbs in
is-
the smell.
the pattern is baked into the top by painting rice paste onto the surface prior to baking.
What the?
and then it'll break into pieces as
The
it
paste dries
increases
and
in
cracks during
size,
the
and
baking
it'll.
process.
How
Yeah.
strange.
Very.
All
very
right,
cool.
that's enough of this bullshit. I gotta go get my bread, boys. Let's wrap it up.
I gotta get back to
I'm
bread
out.
tube, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm going back to bread tube. Now
How
this is the kind of
shameful.
bread tube I can get into.
It's not keto though. No,
Oh.
I have to go alt right.
Yeah, it was always inevitable. The what do you call it? I guess like they'd probably drink a lot of like white milk. You know, whole milk perhaps would be their consumable
What
of
the alt
choice.
right?
Yeah, because white supremacy. Milk.
Sure. Well,
Right?
I'll
Did
just
4chan
I'll be
mean
the
that
one
at
guy.
one point?
I'll be the one guy with the tiki torch drinking coconut milk.
Fucking gay. All right, let's get the hell out of here. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time on another bonus episode. And hope we have. This will be posted like elsewhere, I guess.
Yeah.
And
God,
we'll repost it when we get
somewhere.
our channel back.
Some fucking.
We'll figure it
way.
out.
Yeah.
You'll know by the time you hear this. So won't that
Fuck
be
you,
exciting
Brad
for you?
Garland.
I mean, it's gonna be
House.
like unlisted, so it doesn't really matter where it is.
Yeah. This always
That's
links
true.
from the Patreon, and then we link it on the Discord anyway. So yeah, we'll. I might literally just leave the MP4 like in the Google Drive or something, and just link it from there.
Not a terrible idea.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right.
Sick.
See you later, everybody.
Woo.
Bye.
Good one.
Goodbye.